traditional what we were accustomed to
All
from the
right,
cartoon.
we are live.
Well, he's also done good as serious, but is also can be funny. Does a good straight man. I like Idris as the main character, or a very 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 serious character in a serious movie. This is not a serious movie.
No one
I don't really
cares
like
that
him
we
in
went
sci-fi and weird
live.
stuff. Huh?
Nothing. Just talking to myself.
Oh, you too.
Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
and
And we also have Bloodaxe. Yay!
there we go. All right, man. It's nasty outside.
Is
It's all
it cold up there?
and stuff.
Is it?
Ice, man, all on the roofs. I had something delivered when I opened the door. Oh, wow, you're right. That has been brought up before. We'll bring that up when we cover that topic. I saw what you posted there. That is awesome. But yeah, it's ice, man, on the roofs. So I know there's some places where the road or bridges are thin enough that there's definitely going to be at least slush, if not worse.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're at the coldest point. This is supposed to get worse tonight, and tonight the
I don't know.
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I mean, up north it's like negative 50 degrees in certain cities. So I mean,
Oh yeah. I mean, we're talking, but I mean, yeah. I mean, it's for here though. I mean, people freak out. You know.
Oh yeah, you
I
get a
mean,
little
the
bit of
grocery
ice,
stores don't have anything in them anymore.
right? And they'll get a shipment in on Tuesday. So I mean,
Yeah. And then tomorrow we're gonna have full sunshine. So it's just like, really, people, you bought up the stores for a cold night.
in the South, the temperatures drop, so do the IQs. It's the way it works. So
Oh.
Oh my goodness, this is horrifying. While it's mostly rumored, there's enough rumors because of Randy. There's a possibility we may see a Tiny Tina's Wonderlands 2.
I saw that earlier in the week. I forgot to mention that too.
I did not see that.
It's rumored, but they need the
Apparently-
money. So another cash grab, I could see them doing it because that's all it is. It's a cash grab to rob you blind.
Well, we
Bastards.
covered it. I can't remember if it was 2024, 2025 that Gearbox had. It was like 6 or 8 games in the pipeline, and not and like 1 or 2 were Telltale games, but the other ones were real games. Borderlands 4.
I can explain. In 2024, especially around December, there were rumors that the Tiny Tina's Wonderland 2 got canceled.
Yeah.
Now, though, it's starting to pop back up in dialogue, and some stuff that Randy said in August and Randy's general nonsense has it rumored to potentially be a thing. And I'm just horrified because Tiny Tina's Wonderland was the biggest robbery. I rarely felt as robbed. I've made mistakes that I blame myself for spending the money, but I got robbed on Tiny Tina's. They lied to me and cheated me blind, and they can fuck off. As far as I'm concerned, man,
Oh,
fuck them.
We're kind of early in the show.
That was too early, buddy.
Oh, sorry. I got pissed, man. I get really ticked off, man, when I think about how I got cheated by Tiny Tina's, man.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the very first Tiny Tina Wonderlands game. I'm looking forward to that game. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. No, the game itself had good premise and a good foundation for certain things. And I love the loot and the barf bunnies. I mean, you got loot. Borderlands 4 is a polar opposite. I mean, it is completely
endgame, a good loot cycle.
But the game itself, the story just grated on my nerves. And you've got to do something about being immune to multiple elements when you're forcing people's characters to be element specific. That doesn't make any sense. So it has some opportunities to be a fun game. And I think I probably played Wonderlands more than Borderlands 4, if I'm being completely transparently honest. because Borderlands 4 is just, I mean, I've been talking with Jolt's dude on X, and everyone's, he quit playing it. He's like, you know what? I'm playing Hightail now. Fuck this. I'm sorry, it's too early in the game, too early in the show.
I've already talked that, man.
Yeah. I mean, so we're the gamers that normally cover this, we talk about it, but we don't make a living streaming it and doing videos and stuff. Even the people like Moxie, not even doing videos of Borderlands 4 anymore. So that shows you how much of an epic failure that has been for Gearbox so far. And we haven't even looked at what the numbers are this week. But, I'll be willing to wager that Borderlands 3 player count Steam is probably equivalent or at least within 1,000 of Borderlands 4.
Here's the part that gets me about that is that that I was right. Remember a few weeks ago, I said, man, they ain't done nothing in a while. They did that one update and they went, we're not patching, we're nothing. We're just doing a weekly cycle. And they just went dead. They're still on that crap, man. We're about to exit January and they just skipped January. They did something early December and then quit this game. It may already be dead. Now, there's some people claiming this upcoming week they're supposed to do some stuff.
Well,
but this may already be Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
They're supposed to be doing patches to certain skills, and they are, from what I've read, getting prepped for the cash rollout and the actual first paid DLC. And, that's entirely feasible, and I could understand that because when you're getting ready for a big push out, you are going to roll back on your resources and all hands on deck. So that is entirely, within line. But I'm not going to believe it until I see it. And then until they actually make the game enjoyable to play, I'm not going to give them any credit.
I mean, Borderlands 4 is still currently the most played Borderlands. Borderlands 4 currently has 6,904 people online.
Oh, that's a lot.
Borderlands 2. No, it's not.
Borderlands 2 has 3,836 online, and then Borderlands 3 has 2,740 online.
I was wrong. I thought they would be within 1,000. Stand corrected.
No, it's been sticking around 6,000 to 7,000, but you do know that's not, the game's not a year old. That's terrible. That's not a AAA game's numbers.
And a 13-year-old game is within 3,000 of your game that came out a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow, speaking of falling off the face of the earth, Wonderlands is at 500 folks.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is older than Borderlands, has 41,000 people playing right now and had nearly 50,000 in 24 hours. That is so much more than a number that he just said. They're getting stomped out by single-player games. Single-player games are kicking the ass of a multiplayer game. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's bad. That is absolutely bad. And we're not even going to compare it to other looter shooters. That's not even fair. That's bullying. The only thing you can compare it to is its own crappy other games in its series. You can't even compare it to other looter shooters. They're curb stomping it.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to wow. Ubisoft is taking over for news lines, man. We have Ubisoft every week for how long now? I mean, dude.
About 3 or 4
we have
weeks
multiple stories. We have chain stories of Ubisoft. We're barely able to get through a week and keep up with it. It's hey, guess what happened to Ubisoft? What are you talking about? What happened Monday or what happened Wednesday?
Yeah, exactly.
Or what happened an hour ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, earlier this week, we had Ubisoft issue a full return to office order for all employees as it confirms more studio closures are coming. So basically, this is something we've seen other studios do, the return to office right before they're doing a bunch of layoffs. And it's basically a way to weed out some people because some people won't return to office. And so it's an easy way to go, so you quit then, We don't have to lay you off. You're not going to come to office, which means you quit.
Yeah, unfortunately, nobody else has been dumb enough to volunteer to get fired again. So now they're having to actually, they're
Well, I
like,
mean,
dang it, nobody else wants to unionize. You can save us some trouble.
well, I mean, but that's what that is. That's just asking for more volunteers. That's what that's doing. It's like, oh,
yeah, but now they got to put the effort out of asking. Before, they were literally sending in resignations. They're like, here's a list of names of people to fire. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Could you get about another 150? We need. Oh no, darn. I guess we'll find the rest. I know. I'm not joking. I mean, they did volunteer. You don't do that during a firing phase. That is.
Because what was the last company that did this? That was really big? I think Blizzard. Blizzard was the one that did this before.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, come back to the office, or else. And then on top of that, later, right after that announcement, a day or two later, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna cancel a bunch of games, and all our other games we're delaying because you know what." Now, I will say, they basically said, we've been screwing up. We have crap games in the pipeline, and some of them we think we can save, and some of them we don't. So, I'll at least maybe the games that they delayed, we can actually have some fun come out of.
Maybe.
But just being optimistic here. I know
they shelved the Prince of Persia remake after putting 5 years into it.
That's how bad it was, man.
Well, it makes me question how bad of a decisions have you been making for the past half decade that after all that R&D and expenses, it's going to cost you more cash to finish it than to shelve it. So I would rather shelve it and eat it than put in more cash and not make my money back. So they've been making piss poor decisions for probably a lot longer than we've been made aware.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if you have any faith in Ubisoft, great time to buy their stock. It has hit rock bottom.
95 cents.
I don't think it's going to go back up anytime soon.
95 cents a share, which is
yeah. Mike in the chat room is like, how many bad decisions have we been making? Yes. So
I'm just glad that I now don't have to feel like the total jerk because I went hard. I was not very sympathetic or nice about the union firing. Now I don't have to feel bad because no. They were in a firing phase. They're not done. Like, that was just the first sweep. They really did walk in the office right after the managers had looked at each other and said, man, we need to get rid of like 75 people right now. And they were like, they just had like that worst case scenario walking in at the exact wrong time, man. I mean, the exact wrong time. And they're not done. But hey, it's not like they're canceling a bunch of games or anything.
What?
So it's not like Ubisoft's canceling a bunch of games, at least. They're getting rid of people, but they're still making all those games we're waiting on.
You've been distracted for the last, 5 minutes, man. We were already talking. We were on that subject. That's what we've been talking about. And then, you're staring off to the side there, consumed by something and just completely missed the last 5 minutes of conversation.
It's the crap show of basically what's been going on, everything that we're planning to talk about. It's just looking like we've got a train wreck ahead of us. We haven't even got off the tracks yet. So, all right. Yeah. I mean, the Prince of Persia one, I know you probably said it. That one surprised me because that's been one of their money makers. I mean, they did pretty good. I didn't know it, but apparently the last couple of Prince of Persia supposedly did okay. So, what is Ubisoft putting out there? Did y'all cover that? What is coming out? What are they making?
It says the French developer and publisher known for popular games such as Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Just Dance has closed 2 studios and delayed 7 titles as part of its changes. I did not see a list of the titles themselves other than that they canceled 6 games, including the Prince of Persia, And then 7 game titles were delayed as part of its changes, and that they're just doing a complete rework of Ubisoft right now. So,
okay, year 10 roadmap. How recently does that information about them canceling? Is this roadmap still good that they put out on December 2nd? Because I got a December 2nd roadmap.
I mean, this was announced 3 days ago, man.
Oh, crap. So we don't even know what the heck is still out there. Dang. Because here's a 3 days ago, every Ubisoft game that is in new Ubisoft game is in development. But if they just recently started doing cancellations, we don't know if any of these are still there. Supposedly they're still working on Assassin's Creed Codename Hex. They are pushing that poop pile through, apparently. I don't know why, but apparently they are determined to make that happen. That is going to be a train wreck. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is so late to the game. That needed to come out a long time ago. I played the original. I liked it, but jeez.
But so we went through a thorough review of projects across December and January with the current market evolution in mind, which is consistently more selective. You've seen the last quarter showing a never-before-seen level of competition. Competition and selection is here to stay. When you're coming in number 1, number 2 with great content quality in a given segment, then you can have a very strong reward in terms of player reception and financial performance. That's what really informed our pipeline review. We selected what would be the best projects to put the creative houses in the best position to succeed in the market. But yeah, they just didn't list any titles.
Dude, I just went and looked and there's no release dates on anything, which to me heavily says they ain't got spit. Because, I looked at a list of supposed games working on, but none of them have anything that resembles, a release date. It's all to be determined, which means Ubisoft may not be working on anything, really. They may just be dead.
Now, they did mention their creative houses, in which they have the main one, which is going to be, let's see, the previously established Venice Studio now encompasses development of the 3 biggest brands. So you have Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six under one creative house. Creative House 2 will have The Division, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. Creative House 3 is supposed to have For Honored, The Crew. Here, let me share this. The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, Skulls and Bones. That sounds like a sucky creative house to be in. Now, Creative House 4 is going to have Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, okay, they're screwed.
Dude, nah. House 4, man, Might and Magic. Anno was an interesting little thing. And then
I like those franchises, but they're not making anything for them. Now, they're supposed to be making a Beyond Good and Evil.
When was the last
one? Got Creative House 5. Yeah, it says, yes, seemingly Beyond Good and Evil 2 still lives. Creative House 5 will have your more casual gaming like Just Dance, Uno, Hasbro, Idle Miner Tycoon. So that's where all that IP from that mobile game studio probably went that they closed down in Canada.
Yeah, it's been over a decade since the last Might and Magic game. That was 2014 with Legacy.
Yeah, there's a new Might and Magic, new Heroes of Might and Magic game coming out.
Yeah, I didn't care for those as much as the regular ones, but
well, no, I mean, Heroes of Might and Magic was a strategy game where Might and Magic was your RPG.
Right.
But I mean, the last Might and Magic sucked balls, man.
Well, that was a decade ago, but I mean,
yeah.
At least it was a fun property.
I mean, Might and Magic, World of Zine, so your Clouds of Zine and all that were really cool. And then it just sort of went downhill after that. But I mean, that was back in, I think, the late 90s when those came out, early 2000, late 90s. So,
I remember picking it up in the early 2000s, but I don't remember when it came out because that's when I got my Xbox and really just found all these other games that I never played before, which was fantastic. I miss those days.
So yeah, Ubisoft, man. I mean, like I said, stock dropped, plummeted, bottomed out after this announcement. If they're doing what they're saying, I'm saying might be worth the investment. I don't know. I might see if I can hit them up on my Robinhood app. I don't know.
Dude, even if you bought 10 shares, it'd cost you the same thing as going to get a burger from Five Guys.
Man, you ain't been to Five Guys in a while. Yeah, Five Guys is way higher than that.
You can't get a burger for $9.50 at Five Guys?
Oh, hell no.
Wow.
Maybe if you get a single baby patty with nothing on it.
Oh. All right. So, poor Ubisoft, blah, blah, blah. We had an Xbox Direct event.
I watched that.
I watched it too, and
I thought it'd be more.
Q had to throw a wrench in it because, like, I watched it and I saw the Fable stuff, and I had a few seconds worth of hope for Fable, and then people had to ruin it for me.
Hey, they didn't have to do the interview. They could have just left it alone. But they had to do the interview and open their mouths and show animations and show the dev team and talk about how they told Xbox F you, and it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
I thought Star Trek Academy was a hot mess, but these people are living the Star Trek Academy story.
No, it is a hot mess. I was more interested in being reincarnation, and that's not even my style versus Fable. But yeah, I was chatting you guys when it was going on, and you were like, "Well, what about Gears? And what about what was the other game you was asking about?"
Well, I mean, we already knew before the event. We were told it was going to be Beast of Reincarnation. It was going to be Forza 6. And it was going to be Fable, and then there was going to be one additional.
Yeah, big super secret surprise that we were all so excited. I was like, there was theories, and it's like, is it going to be Elder Scrolls? Is it going to be some more about Gears, Emergent? Yeah, what do we got?
Kiln.
Yeah,
Kiln.
Where they made pottery come to life.
Yeah, you make a pottery game, and then you go smash up with your pot.
So
it could be a fun little, beat things up with your friends if you have literally nothing else better to do. But yeah, I mean, I think the most interesting game out of all those, unless you're a Forza fan, which I don't think any of us played any racers, but the Beast of Reincarnation looked interesting. It's not a style I normally would play. But I think it's something that I think you two would probably get into more than me. But
I would love
here's
it
my
if
thing with Beast of
protagonist.
I'm trying to stay away from the fact that it has a female protagonist. I get you don't like that, but I'm trying to go.
It's just not as immersive for me. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't dream about not having my penis. This is my immersion.
Well, look,
this is my fantasy.
Here's my thing. I'll look at these games when it comes to things like this. Of course, I'm a broken record on this, dude. I look at the game and I was like, is there a reason why that has to be the character? That has to be the look of the character, the gender of the character, and honestly, no. You could have easily put in, another character. Maybe something they didn't show us that's part of their story works best if she's a female. I don't know. But from what I've seen, there's no reason you couldn't given us a choice here once again, and that increases immersion. Yes, it's a simple thing that I don't get why more studios don't take advantage of.
Dude, come on! If it was a guy and his dog, be a whole other story. We've all had dogs, man. You've had your ride or die dog. I would feel the story so much more intensely if it was me and my ride or die. Fable 2. Man, you know how pissed off I was when that dude killed my dog? Yeah, I'm not trying to segue. I'm just commenting though, like my dog. But then it's like, and I'm like, I'm not a little Asian girl, and I don't want to be. So you lost me.
But I will say, I did watch it. I tried to be not completely swayed by the fact that they wouldn't give me a choice here. And the game does look good.
I know. Yeah. So does Stellar Blade. I ain't doing it. We get Damien for that. Damien will play it. I'm not doing it. I know Damien's played Stellar Blade. I know he's played Stellar Blade. I know what he likes. But but like, nah, man, I'm sorry. I mean, I might try it if it goes on sale, yeah. But because it is more my style than Stellar Blade. I'm not a sci-fi guy as much as I am a fantasy. But
dude, if it comes to Game Pass Premiums, again, I'm not paying for Ultimate again. You know, they can suck it. If it comes to Premium, even though it's kind of a style that's not really my thing, it looked like it would be a fun game. I'll give it a spin. I don't have the same hiccups that you do. I've probably played more female protagonist games than both of you guys combined.
But, definitely.
Huh?
No, definitely, because you've played all the Metroid.
I played the Metroid. I even played Darksiders with Fury. And
you played that Castlevania style game, the Bloodstained?
And the second one's coming out, I think, this year. And I'm on the waiting list.
Like, you missed out by not playing Bloodstained, man. It's a freaking awesome game.
No. I hear you can play a samurai in it now as a dude. I've been considering. I'm watching it. I'll watch it on Steam. Buy it, the content. Dude.
Yeah. Actually, I think there's 3 or 4 different skins you can get now as well.
I don't know why it's a problem. Everybody else gets to complain about not getting to play what they want to play and not being represented. I want penis representation. I want to play a dude. That's my representation.
All right.
I want to play a guy or a robot or neutral. But I don't want to play. I don't want to do it. It's just simple.
That's your prerogative, man. That's fine.
I don't do sword and board either. I don't like sword and board. You know what I'm saying?
I think what Q's saying, is something that some of these developers should understand, that by making it pigeonholed into one lane, you kind of forfeit the ability for other people to really get into it, because you're going to exclude them based on their preferences.
And look,
but there's if it was a game where you had a defined lore and you were going with different characters in that lore, okay, you kind of pigeonhole yourself into it. This is a brand new game, a whole new world. Yeah. Why not let us make whatever we want?
And like I said, and I've said many times, 1 and 2. I've said many times. Or give us a body type 1 and 2 option. I agree with Q. I've been a massive component of choice of character for a really long time. Q just gets hung up on it more than I do. Like, I can get past it. Q can't. Dude,
the reason I do is because it's why I don't get as many male characters. Supposedly, representation is supposed to be a big deal. Well, then why don't you give me a male and female, body type 1 and body type 2 or A and B or whatever the hell you call it now version of the character. That's all you do. You don't even have to make it not an Asian. You just go, hey, body type A, body type B. You got 2 voice actors. That's not that expensive to add just one more. One more voice actor. There you go.
You're doubling the voice actor expense cost, but you're right.
No, you're not. There's other voice characters in the game. In fact, they probably already have a dude on the damn cast.
Well,
to place. I doubt there's no men in the whole game.
Let's also be honest. I mean, we've discussed voice actors and pay in video games a couple of times, and if you listen to voice actors, they get pennies, man.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're also changing the body type, if you're going male to female, A to B or whatever, you may not be able to have as detailed as sprites, and so to speak. So I mean, I guess I can kind of understand it, but I do think that you're limiting your target audience because you're forcing them into one role. Now, I don't care as much, but if it were a male character like you said, we'd probably all be like having a lot higher opinion of this game versus I'll give it a try compared to I'm looking forward to it.
It would be on my wish list. That's how big a difference it makes. It would be on my wish list. I like the look of the game. It would be on my wish list. That's true.
I mean, recently, what's his name? Fallout. Just had a brain fart. Oh, Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman came out and said, I was voiced in Fallout 1. I did it for $40 and a sandwich,
Probably wasn't even that good a sandwich.
Probably wasn't that good of a sandwich.
Yeah, he's already spent the $40.
But yeah, so yeah, usually I added another line of voice. Now, I mean, it's I don't know, man. It's weird why
you
they're
want to
going
really
these
get in
routes.
trouble. Well, if we really want to get in trouble, we can bring up that other option because I mean, there's this kind of artificial intelligence that's been getting really.
Well, yeah. You get on blacklists now for that, man. People are getting really pissy about
But how?
AI.
You're not allowed to voice a character that you don't match. Well, AI has no race or gender. It can voice everybody.
You lose
counter argument.
You lose entire gaming awards now for using AI.
Yeah.
So.
What the hell do the Game Awards do? They don't hold any value. I literally have never bought a game because it was Game of the Year. Ever in my life. I already knew if the game was good long before the Game Awards even came out. Have you ever played a game because you heard of it through the Game Awards?
No.
Yeah. Actually.
Through the Game Awards?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
there's everything like I never heard this game before. I'm gonna go check it out. Like, oh, okay, yeah, it sucks. But I mean, so I guess you guys are much more in tune with all the games and the spaces that you enjoy versus me. Of course, then again, in my defense, I've also been, pigeonholed into whatever Xbox is willing to throw me from their table scraps versus being on Steam for the past several years. So I will defend myself that way. But yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on from Beast.
Well, let me just say this. But see, you're unique, Bloodaxe, because most people that care enough to keep up with the Game Awards are also well informed. You're in that unique position of being a person who watches the Game Awards and pays attention to them, but's too busy to actually already know about the games. That's rare. Most people either don't care about the game. Dude, go to work and ask a guy, hey, man, what do you think of the Game Awards? They're going to be like, what? Who?
Yeah. Well, and you're not wrong. And especially, no, actually in the space I work in, there's probably several people that are plugged in, but they
already know the games. They probably already know about the games before the awards.
Right, because, the guys that, don't have a wife and kids, they don't have a family, it's going to be work and whatever PC game is. So, yeah, no, you're absolutely right because they have different interests versus, mine especially is spread out so thin between work and family and Dicejunkies. And, I am stretched thin. Plus I'm getting old. And that's
probably. I mean, I was defending you. I wasn't attacking you. Like I said, you're unique in that you would be more informed if you had more time. But you got like 4 kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got time for this. So you've got to actually listen to the jackass and go, what did Keeley say? Let me see if it's any good. But most of us think Keeley's a butthole and an idiot.
Right.
And don't trust him.
Which is why I, out of all 3 of us, will quit the fastest because my time is valuable and I will spend it doing what I enjoy doing. And if
I don't know.
Fun,
challenge accepted, buddy. I can quit.
I don't know. Davis quits games he likes, though. That's where he's weird. You quit a game you don't like, but we can't get this. This dude got fired from our dang guild in Werewolves Meet because he hasn't logged in. The game fired him. I didn't even know the game could do that. It said, you're fired.
We're making this guy deal with when that happened. I remember. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, I pulled it up, and I'm just like, dude, like Zeno's been fired. Apparently, I'm vice captain, and now the other vice captain's a captain. And we're just like, all right. And we told him, still ain't logged in. He don't care. He still ain't bothered. He's just like, whatever.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, there's several games that, like Borderlands 4. If I had more fun, I'd still be playing it. But I've got more important things to do than to try to make myself to where I was good as I was in Borderlands 3. But that was fun.
I will
3.
give Bloodaxe the reward on this. I have never quit a game before getting past the tutorial.
2 or 3 times, I think.
And sometimes it's not because he can't beat the tutorial. It's because he didn't like the game. But no, your record is Outer Worlds 2, where the first time you did go back, but the first time you quit, it was during the goddamn credits. Like the intro dialogue pissed you off enough to quit the game. I almost fell out my chair and goes, man, I didn't even get past the crap they were talking at the beginning. Like, I saw the first video and said, screw this. I'm like, who quits a game before the title?
Just in the past year and a half, there's been 3 games. There was that one. There was Atomic Heart. I could not get into it. I couldn't. It was
I
bad.
beat my head against that wall for a week.
Atomic Heart was dry. I get it.
The other one was I can't remember some game you were playing. Hey, get to the tutorial. I got all this wonderful gear for you. I'm like,
whoa, long.
I finally beat the guy. Wait a minute, that's only the first part of his combat phase. Fuck this, and
yeah, whoa, long. He got Cuphead like reviewer, and he could not get out of the. And I even told him, I said, we can't play co-op until you get out of the tutorial. And I was waiting for him. I had tank gear. He wanted the tank. I had like tank armor and weapons. I'm like, dude, if you just beat the tutorial, I've got your stuff. And he could not get to the tutorial. And I said, I've never not been able to play a game with Bloodaxe because he can't get to the co-op part of the game.
I mean, dude, No Man's Sky. He didn't get off the planet. The game's a space explorations game.
You can get off the planet?
He didn't get off the planet.
Even I know that, and I don't like sci-fi. Building your first ship is like the literal tutorial.
Yes.
That's like playing friggin' what's the water game? That's like playing the dang game where you Subnautica, and you never got underwater. You're just floating on top of the water, wading water, going like it's scary down there.
I did go back and play No Man's Sky again, and I got significantly further. I explored a lot of stuff, and but
did you get off the planet?
No, because something else came out. MechWarrior Clans came out. I'm sorry. MechWarrior game comes out. I'm going to shelve a game that I'm interested in versus that. But no, when
I don't know what we're talking about and other stuff. This is hilarious. But that just proves our point. He ain't got time for this. Now I'm the opposite. Despite Zeno's attack on my pickiness, once I've decided to play a game, I will beat my head against the wall before I give up on it. Because once I've lined it up, like I've been playing No Rest for the Wicked, and I've not rested well for 2 days straight playing No Rest for the Wicked because I started on the weekend, and like I'm like learning the meta and all that. I'm probably gonna pick it up because it's on sale, but that's an example. Like for example, I played Atomic Heart until I got out from underground, even though it takes an insanely long amount of time and was grueling. I quit because I got above ground finally, ran around, realized it wasn't worth all that time I put into getting above ground. I was like, wait, the game hasn't started. I need to get above ground. And it's a pretty game. There's a style to it. There's another game coming out based on it that's like it's going to be an extraction shooter. That looks good. I might give that a spin if it's free to play. Because the style is interesting. The original game was a painful play when it first came out. Because unfortunately, I played it because I know somebody's out there going like, what are you talking about? I played it when it hit. I played it on Game Pass launch, and Man, and then, oh my God, Borderlands 4, I finally stopped. I mean, they finally got through to me. It was an intervention. They was just like, Q, you need to stop. Borderlands 4 sucks. And I came back and I looked at Xeno and I just said, all right, man, I don't do this often because it's rare that you are right, but but you're right. Borderlands 4 sucks. And that's why the Tiny Tina's Wonderland that got us demonetized at the start of this video is so interesting. Because if the first Tiny Tina's was just a knockoff of Borderlands 3, which is actually good, could you imagine how awful Tiny Tina's Wonderland 2 will be, since it will probably be based on Borderlands 4?
Oh, I will not pre-order another Gearbox game. Mm-mm.
I'm just saying that, like, the only way to make Tiny Tina's Wonderland worse would be to base it on a worse game. And Borderlands 4 is infinitely not as good as Borderlands 3. In almost every way, it fails versus that game.
And I had this conversation on Twitter, was it yesterday or Friday, that it's basically, it's your point, so I stole it, and I'll give you credit for it, but everything in Borderlands 4 that has been a bring over from prior games is about 25% of the effectiveness as what it once was.
It's a downgrade. It's all a downgrade.
And the game is harder. The loot drops are lower. It is not fun to play, and I hate that because there's so many games that could be better with subtle tweaks here or there. Just give us the gear from Borderlands 3, or at least give us the ability to make builds with powerful gear like you did in Borderlands 3, even if it's not the same gear. But the fact that you made rocket launchers and ordnance with cooldown. The best part about Borderlands 1 was the rocket launchers. So, anyway, Gearbox, I'm sorry you've lost me, but, I will get it if it's fun based on reviews and when it's half off. That's my agreement to you guys. And if you guys want to pre-order the next game, and go for it. I'm not going to be in the deep end with you on that one. I'm sorry.
I will go back to Borderlands 4 when my content, because I paid my money to try it out, but I'm not going to pull a Xeno and he's 3 friggin' DLCs behind at this point. He ain't touched the game. Now, in his defense, it's my fault in that I'll tell him, hey, the Rush Saves Mercenary Days came out. He'll be like, oh, is there anything good in it? And I'll be like, no. It's not a single gun at all for Rafa. The class mod for you sucks. When they did the raid, I have his class mod. I haven't told him to log on to get it because it's trash. I'm looking at it and going wow, I don't play Rafa, and I can tell this is trash. You know how bad it's got to be that you don't know the character, and you can still look at it and tell it's garbage? That's how bad every update's been. They've given me nothing. And all I do when I play that game, poor Bloodaxe and Xeno have had to listen to me go, man, this game would be better if rocket launchers counted as guns like they did in Borderlands 3 instead of ordnance. Man, this game would be better if the face puncher was in the game instead of the mantra. Man, it would be better if my class skill worked like the one it's a knockoff of. Man, it would. Man, it would. And all they hear is this Borderlands 3 rizzing. Dude, I'll even say this. I never thought I'd say this in my life. Don't worry, it's not about Ava. Ava still sucks and is the worst thing ever. But I at least enjoyed killing Troy and his sister. They annoyed me enough that when I took them out, I was like, shut up. Finally, shut the F up. When we beat the Timekeeper, there was no reaction from me and Bloodaxe. We were just like, all right, Timekeeper's a guardian, like I said. That was the most thing, is when I had predicted he was a guardian.
Here's the thing with the story
sorry, spoilers.
On Borderlands 4, man, I thought the story was actually one of their better stories they've had, in a while. It was just that I felt by the end of it, I had more questions than anything. I didn't feel like I got a full story out of it. I got a really good part of a story, and then we do the thing, and it's just all right, there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered.
RJ was very poorly developed, and I think
we'll say yeah, he was.
That disservice to that character created some confusion on my part. It would have been better if you just didn't have him in there at all.
Yeah.
It's just us versus time.
He would have been better as additional content later. They did a full arc on him. They shouldn't have squeezed it into the main story.
Guess maybe it's not the story as much as I'm more interested in the world they were building.
Yes.
I
want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
There you go. I want to know what's going on. I don't care about the people. Dude, when a certain character dies, we didn't care. So, we were just like, well, they're dead. It's because they didn't, and that's not that it was a poor story. It's that the acting was so meh.
But they got me.
Nobody.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that a little bit back. And what it is they got me interested in the world, but they didn't really deliver on it. And it's like, man,
what's the secret of the Great Vault? What's the secret of the vaults? What's going on? What is going on with the Guardians being intelligent? I told you that. I'm very interested in that. I don't give a crap if every NPC I met in that game gets his head chopped off.
And sadly, with their current record on DLC, I don't feel like I'm gonna get it.
They don't intend it. Well, no. We're supposedly gonna get a story expansion. Supposedly.
We'll see.
Supposedly. I just hope I get a damn decent rocket launcher alongside it.
All right.
So
where were we? Where were we? We were talking about the Developers Direct. So we talked about Beasts of Reincarnation. We sort of hit on Fable a little bit.
No, we didn't really get into Fable, but
no, I said we hit on it a little bit. I'm gonna go back to it. I'm saving it for last.
Okay. I ruined it for you. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, no, because that's what we started on, is me ruining Fable for you by revealing some things.
Forza Horizon was done, which Forza, it
looks good.
Honestly, here's my thing. I was actually disappointed a bit in Forza, man. I like when they showed us I don't really see that it, like, I'm not a big Forza fan, but I've always watched what they're doing because the games look beautiful.
Yeah, they always look good.
But I didn't really see any real upgrade from the past Forzas.
What are you talking about? Oh, so you missed the big thing at the end?
What are you talking about?
The Gundam foot.
The Gundam foot?
Oh, you did miss that.
I did miss that.
I don't know what it means, but at the end, when they're showing the car, a big mecha foot lands behind the car. I'm assuming it's Gundam. Some people say Gundam. Some people think Transformers. But it's Japan. You're supposed to be in Japan. So I'm guessing it's going to be a Gundam reference. You didn't see that? Oh, wow. I got something that you missed. Yeah, at the very end of the trailer, a big robot foot lands behind the car.
It's not in this trailer, apparently. But...
And everybody was like, was that a Gundam? Was that Optimus Prime? What was that? Like, there was some speculation.
It could be interesting then. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I've played the games when I had Game Pass, but I've never actually paid money for the games.
It's supposed to be big in the Japanese car culture, which they are big on the fancy cars. I think it's going to be the prettiest Forza. And here's what I got to give them. They didn't Assassin's Creed Shadows it. They seem to be taking it serious. Yeah. I saw Japanese people being consulted, them actually trying. They didn't put like the wrong thing in the background and get the seasons wrong. Because they talk about the seasons. The big emphasis is on the cherry blossoms and the other seasonal changes. They're very serious about showing that correctly, unlike a certain studio. So... if you're going to be in Japan, I want it to feel like I'm in Japan. I do. And it looks like if I played this game, I'd feel like I was in Japan.
Yeah.
Right. And you're right. I mean, watching them, drift through the cherry blossoms on the side. I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful game. We're not race car driver. We don't play race car driver games. But my D&D group on Saturdays, one of my players is, his son has like the steering wheel with the pedals and all this rig for his PC. He is so stoked about this game. He cannot wait to play it.
Well, that's good. Like I said, to me, it didn't look like a big leap, but
I would play Kiln before Forza, though.
Now, Kiln.
Hell no, I'm terrible at driving games, and I'll grandma drive around Japan and just talk about how pretty it is before I play that crap. Wow, look at the city.
Here's my thing with Kiln, and this is this sort of goes back to what Mike was saying in the chat room a while back about indie games and stuff. Is that Microsoft and some of the other larger companies a while back were talking about, basically getting their ass beat by indie games, and we're saying we need to do our own indie games, which is hilarious to me because that's not what indie is. I mean, to them, indie games are just cheaper games.
Cheap,
that
weird
they don't put as much money into.
Yeah, they think cheap, weird games.
Yeah.
That's what they think.
So,
and indie is, they're cheaper because they're indie. They don't have all the money.
Yeah,
they're weird because they're
the thing is,
experimental.
I don't think they realize that indie games are more about passion than they are about anything else. You can't just throw something together. And so I don't know anything about this game, but after those comments, whenever I see a indie-looking game, one of those come out of a AAA publisher, I think they're phoning it in and trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I got nothing.
Yeah.
It's killed. What the
So
hell you want me
Fable.
to say? It's about a pottery.
So Fable, we saw the character creator. We saw some more footage that explains on how some of the 1,000 plus NPCs. Apparently, you can have a relationship with any of them. Every property, every business can be bought, and to me, that's cool. Like, to me, I mean, if the game comes out as a decent game, I will own the world. I will be the boss of every shop and own every home.
Will you though?
If the game's good, that's the question. And because of you, okay, I'll be honest. I mean, they didn't fool me. The trailer looked good. I still didn't really have much faith in them. I was just like, they at least modified some stuff because of the outrage.
In Xeno's defense, when he enjoys a game, you've seen the stuff he's pulled in on Enshrouded from his private sessions. He will play a game that he enjoys immensely.
By
Problem
myself.
is, he he just doesn't like playing with us. That's the only problem. But
I can't even get him to play a free game. I'm up here going like, I wonder if I'm gonna get to try this co-op with Xeno. The game's free until tomorrow.
Look, man, I know you want me to play, and I went and I looked at it, and I saw early access, and I looked at the games I've been playing lately, and every freaking one's early access. I'm sick and tired of early access. I want to play a game that's done. I'm so annoyed with early access now, dude.
But High Guard is going to be in early access. It's all early access.
I know,
games don't come out anymore.
It pisses me off. I'm getting sick of early access. I really am. Like, I mean, I'm playing Hytale with my nephew and my brother, and of course it's early access. Playing Enshrouded with you guys, it's early access. I'm playing. I got at least one or two other early access games up my sleeve.
Arguably, Borderlands 4 is early access. It does not.
Borderlands 4 is no access, buddy.
They're supposed to do something this week.
But
allegedly.
But yeah, I just don't feel like doing early access. And Fable shouldn't be early access. Fable should come out as a full, solid game. But
that's not what we're seeing.
But then the devs talk, and I think it is the worst thing you can ever do is let a dev talk about a game, because they say the stupidest stuff.
Well, it depends on who your devs are. The problem is they showed the dev team, and that's how I broke Xeno's heart. Because I just said, hey, they did an interview with the guys that are making Fable. Well, excuse me.
Guys?
That is the wrong term. Let me correct that. With the ladies that are making Fable.
And of course, they had to emphasize the fact that there were mostly ladies in there, which is whenever, once again,
they're like 80% female almost.
It's that whole identity anytime identity politics happens behind the scenes, I lose all hope, man. Don't tell me. I don't care.
Whenever you had the nose ring, you gotta have the nose ring.
I don't care about that. Look, man, my thing is I don't care if there's 80%, 90%, 100% women in the office, you know? All I care about is that those people are the best people to be making this game. And that they love the franchise and they want to do it justice. And if you do an interview, that's what I should hear. I should hear your passion about the game, not your passion about the office politics.
Not about the diversity and the inclusion amongst the NPCs, inclusiveness, and how you removed one of the core memorable things of the damn game. Because I'm still pissed. Because you tried to devil's advocate me, but you can't. Because you can't be a devil anymore. They took that out. Because they took out the morality system, the Fable morality system, where your appearance was affected by your good and evil deeds. Because, quote, well, in the real world, things aren't that clear. And you know what? The second you tell me that you changed something in the game because modern bullcrap, I'm with you, Xeno. Screw you. I don't want that. I want Fable. Your game is literally called Fable. It's called Fable, not real world Fable. I just realized that it's called Fable. It's literally called Fable. Good, take over, Bloodaxe. Oh, my heart's
I mean, my thing is now with the whole morality system. I will say yes, the way they came out and said they got rid. You know, now it's more of a reputation system, and it doesn't seem to affect the character appearance, which.
They also said the reason, and that's because in the real world, things aren't like that.
That's what I was going with. If they wouldn't have said the reason, I really wouldn't have cared, because I wasn't that big into my appearance changing because of what my actions were to begin with. I'd much rather just be able to change my appearance to look evil if I'm playing a character that is in my head evil, you know, have that evil motif myself, than to have the game modify my characteristics. Now, I understand, like, in a game that that's part of the system. It was
one of the core things that made the game unique, though, was that. It was one of the things that Fable did that was significantly specific to Fable.
But if you dropped that mechanic and you said, but instead, we're gonna let you tan if you're in the sun more. We're gonna do, you know, better work.
Fulfill Peter Molyneux's lies. Yes, that would be great.
Because I could get where, okay, the morality system and changing because of that may affect with some of the other more realistic changes, and we wanted to go that route. That would have been awesome. I would have been like, okay, you're gonna do scarring better. You're gonna do aging better. You're gonna do you know, exposure better. Okay. But you didn't. You didn't give me anything in its place either.
I hope at least that my path still affects me, that if I go with the warrior, I get bulkier, and if I go mage, I get the tattoos. Honestly, I don't know if we got any of the appearance factors. Remember, like there were several.
Like from their original talk, it did sound like they still had scars and stuff like that. But I didn't notice, like, with them going through, I mean, that the girl that they mostly showed, I never really saw her appearance change in any kind of meaningful way, from exercise or class or anything. So I don't think we have that, honestly.
I would say that the main character that they made, the iconic one. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
But that, and then they showed some animations, and you can see, and me and Xeno been back and forth on this, that it looks like the the body type A character, the masculine character, still has the original female iconic character's walk. It looks like a very feminine walk. Zeno says that they may have chose that you may be able to customize and make that a choice. I think that they just didn't get around to changing it. They just slapped the skin over the character because they did it at the last minute.
I will say this one interview that I picked up here, they did amuse me. So they went through all these interview questions, and then at the end it was like, there's lots more we haven't seen here. Can you tease what else we might learn about before the game arrives? And they had to bring up, well, character customization is one that we were delighted to clear up. I'm like, yeah, you mean?
It's okay, man. I'm used to people defying me and saying I'm wrong. It's
like,
okay.
that's something we've been sitting on for years now. Yeah. But it's great to be able to tell fans that, of course, we have character customization in Fable. You could be the hero you want to be in every sense. It's like, of all the things
they even had voiced cutscenes for the character, and we know that your Fable protagonist was usually mostly silent because you could pick male or female. I believe, like I said, that absolutely this was a very last minute, we're going to fire every last one of you if you don't do this. Like, Xbox probably had to threaten their entire careers to get it.
I don't think, were you able to pick female in Fable? I always thought you could only be a dude.
No, that's why you were called like Willow, because it's a gender neutral Sparrow, because it was a gender neutral term. At least maybe not all the time, but I know Fable 2 you could. Fable 2 you could pick male or female. Or am I remembering that wrong?
Let's see.
Yeah, you could choose your gender in Fable 2. I don't know about Fable 3. I can't remember.
Let's see. Fable 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, you can pick it in Fable 3 as well.
Okay, yeah. Players control a hero whose gender, appearance, and moral alignment are shaped by choices. Let's see.
Yeah.
Choices
after
to
Fable
wear
1. After Fable 1, you can
deciding
choose.
the fate of loved ones in Fable 2 and 3. Yeah, so Fable 1, you didn't get to choose. You were the kid. Let's see. Fable 2.
Yes. If I just said Fable 2 and 3, you could pick.
Yeah. I know Fable 3. Yeah, Fable 3, you had king and queen. Yeah, so. All right. So the first one you didn't get to pick. The second one you could be male or female, and the third one you could be male or female. This one you can be now male and female, and you can choose skin tone. Look at that! They finally included you. It took a whole reboot, Q, and a lot of.
I just hope
whining.
I'm able to fix my walk, because I don't want to sashay around as myself. That feels weird. Like, I don't want to be like, all right, I made Q, and he's just. No, that somehow seems more disturbing. I don't. You saw how bad that looked just then. That was awful. Yeah. So I believe that this game's not ready. It's supposed to come out in August, and I don't think it's ready. I think with them just now implementing some of this, that they are going to be scrambling to make that work right. Plus, my fear is that seeing the team, I'm just going to be the bad guy. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy. You can't always be Bloodaxe. I don't think the story. I'm worried about the story and the implementation, because they already said, well, that isn't how modern world works, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope it's not going to be Veilguard with modern. Like, already one of the dialogues in that interview was that you walk into a shop where you own a shop, and you walk in and go, hey, how you working? It's like, yo, boss. And I was just like, it felt weirdly modern the way they're like, hey, boss, how you doing? I'm just like, I don't think that's how you talk to the person that owns the building in. Well, and let's be
and let's be honest, man. I mean, it comes out in August. There's other things coming out in August that probably will take precedence anyway. So we'll probably end up waiting on it, see how it goes. I definitely ain't pre-ordering it. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, August we do have the full out finally out of early release of Enshrouded. They announced this week that they released a roadmap.
So what does that mean, though?
Well, it means that people on console will be able to play.
Okay.
They will have their final biome for the full game. But yeah, mostly in spring, they're trying to do their final fine tuning. Then they're doing, early autumn quality of life and optimization. They'll release the new content, and then it will be full release and go to consoles.
So I haven't been able to find this, and maybe you have, or maybe they haven't said, but are they going to reset the quests so you can actually do the story from start to finish with the 1.0 release?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you can already do that. What they did.
No, I'm having a hard reset because right now our world's all over the place. I want to do it from Cinder Vault all the way to the end. I don't want to piecemeal it and we go do quest 3 and I have to go back and repeat quest 2, but that's already been done. No, I want to do it from start to finish.
Why would they need to do a reset for that? I mean, you can start
reset the world. You can always reset the world.
You can reset the world, or if you don't want other people to complete stuff, you actually want to go from start to finish, you just create your own world.
No, I want to reset the world with what we've progressed with so far.
He's talking about resetting the quest. I don't know how they could do that, though, because you would lose all your NPCs if they reset it hard, if they did that.
We did it in Grounded, but it was a different game. But, I mean, at least in that scenario with Grounded, you woke up and you started and you went from the first lab all the way through. I don't know.
There's no NPCs or anything that would be interfering with that, though. Grounded was designed in a way that was possible. And Enshrouded, to reset the quest, you would have to also reset the NPCs. Mind you, that's not impossible, but it would mean you would suddenly not be able to do a lot of things when all those characters disappeared.
Yeah.
Now, is that an option? No.
I mean, they do mention better quest progression, so who knows what they'll do with that once. And they also mentioned, several quest things I saw. I don't see them on this list, but they talked about improving how sharing quests and then different things happen. So
that'd be helpful. But I mean, I'm more interested in a new biome. That new biome to explore together would be fun. Especially we all jump on and do it at the same time. I've got a comfortable enough build where I'd be more than willing to just chill and go through a new biome without trying to rush out. So I would like to do that. And I think they said a new biome, which you stated I predicted. I did call it. Looks like it's going to be the floating island, which is going to be interesting. It didn't look big enough to be an entire biome, but I mean, we'll see. I thought it was going to be I also predicted it could be a lava biome if it's not the floating island, but it looks like that's not the case. So, we already own the game, so we'll definitely play it. I mean, we're there and we own it. The same thing with Borderlands 4. I will come back every time Borderlands 4 does at least a major DLC because I paid my money until my season pass wears out. I will say they've got almost no chance of getting another season pass out of me unless they knock it out the park. Because I have buyer's remorse for Borderlands 4, especially season pass.
Twice. Buyer's remorse from Wonderlands and buyer's remorse
from Wonderlands. Yeah.
It's not going to happen again.
I'll be honest. I don't have buyer's remorse of Borderlands. I played enough of Borderlands 4 that I got my base game money out of it. I have buyer's remorse that I bought the deluxe edition.
Yeah, well, that's what I just said. I said the season pass in particular.
Yeah.
The season pass, and honestly, from what I've seen, I could have got this thing, but y'all, no, I do. You do too. You're wrong. Because you're forgetting that the dang thing went on sale almost immediately. Like, there's also the fact that I'm like, dude, I should have sat on this. If I'd have said just a month, I would have saved money.
We miss sales. That's part of getting a game when it comes out, man. I get that it was early, but I don't add that into buyer's remorse. I just say, maybe I should have waited. But I put hundreds of hours into that game, man. So, I mean, I got my money's worth for the base. I just don't, they're just not enticing me with the DLC. So I felt like I shouldn't have bought the extra.
Yeah, well, like I said, more than anything, it's the season pass. The season pass feels like I screwed up. And the fact that this game has been on sale, so now it's not on sale anymore on Steam, but it hit a sale quick. And at one point, it got down there, didn't it? What was the biggest amount it hit? Like, didn't it get like 30% or more?
I think it got like it was like 50%. I think at Amazon on Black Friday or something.
That was the core game. That wasn't the DLC and stuff.
But anyways,
yeah, it's the whole part of the game worth buying.
Let's quit rubber banding back to Borderlands, man. I get your butt hurt over this, but we got other things, and we've already been on talking for an hour and 10 minutes.
Don't we have new games coming out this week?
There is a new game coming out tomorrow. All
right, prove it.
That apparently we're gonna get a video about the game at the same time it gets released because no one really knows much about it. I mean, the fact that I found out it was just PvP, I sort of gave up on it.
We just found out it was free today. We were like, oh, it's a free shooter PvP game. It's going to die. But let me tell you what else is dumb about High Guard. Why are people trying to compete in the PvP shooter realm? Because while that game looked interesting as a co-op game to run around and maybe be a looter shooter with my friends, that game does not have anything on the PvP games that are out. They lost their ever-loving damn mind. I'm like, you guys are idiots. Arc Raiders, Hell Riders 2, Helldivers 2, obviously the big ones, Apex Legends and all the big games. Yeah, it's like, you're going to try to break into that market. The game I saw looked like an interesting co-op game to play with my friends. It looks like a god-awful. So now I know why everybody's calling it Concord. Because I'm like, this is not going to compete in the PvP. And it's free. It's not going to make any money. It's not going to make any money because guess what? Better games are free. This game is going to make $0.
At least they won't have to do any refunds.
True. But it's, well, unless it has a cosmetic or a loot box store, then they got to refund it if they close the servers. I'm just saying, do you know how much money? Bigger companies have sunk huge amounts of money into trying to break into the PvP market. I don't think this game is going to pull it off. Now, if they go and make it a co-op like I wanted, I'd try it. Because I want to play something with my friends that isn't always me doing crazy builds. I was like, oh, good. I just grab a guy and pick my way I want to play, but I'm not grinding, and now I'm level 11, and Xeno's level 2, and Bloodaxe hasn't even done a tutorial. No, it'd be we all pick up guns and just go shoot stuff. Yeah. Let's go shoot stuff.
But anyway, continuing down the disappointment train, Mass Effect boss Michael Gable is looking for a production director for the next game in the series. I really thought this game was much further along than this. Like, this killed me. I was like, oh, we might not ever see Mass Effect. Like, if the game was further along, I thought it was still going to ink out through the EA deals and all that stuff. But if they're just looking for a production director, I don't think this game's going to make it, man.
It's not my fault this time. I did not predict anything on this. So you can't blame me. But now I will say, how far could you be along and you don't even have a director? Like, that is just bad. Like, I'm like, do they even have a story? Have they even started recording anything at all?
I think maybe story comes before production. Production is when I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this should have been much further along.
Production directors, to my knowledge, are usually onboarded before you even get started on the major.
Well, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
A production
look,
director
here it is.
oversees the entire production process for an organization, management teams, budgets, schedules. Okay, yeah.
The entire development life cycle, they build the production teams, they manage the workflows, they mitigate the risk. So whatever they've been working on has had none of that. That's what it means. It means that means that they don't even have a budget properly managed for this game, man. So my reply is Mass Effect will come out shortly before Elder Scrolls 6. I cannot believe Elder Scrolls 6 was not in this, and they did not mention more about Gears. I am stunned. Those are the two biggest, most anticipated Xbox exclusives, or mostly Xbox exclusive things, and they gave us nothing. Nothing at all. Not a single Lancer. You know what I mean? Nothing. I'm stunned.
Alrighty. Last thing I think we'll bring up is Masters of the Universe had a trailer, man. He-Man.
Hold on, I just gotta say this before you do that. Gears of War E Day is supposed to come out this year.
You
and they
always
didn't say
kill
anything about
everything. What about
No,
Gears
it's
of War?
supposed to come out this year.
No,
What?
it's 2027, dude.
They said 2026.
They're saying fall 2026. We all know what that means.
All right, now something about a dude in a pink shirt. What was that, Zeno?
He-Man, Master of the Universe trailer dropped
What?
this week.
He, him? What did you say? He, him?
You know, I'm done.
That's what
Thanks for
the
watching,
name
guys.
No, that's what the nameplate in the trailer says. It says he.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
And that's when I immediately checked out. I'm like, okay.
I mean, it was in an office building. You don't know. He may have been required by the office HR. I mean, he was getting in trouble with HR because he was apparently posting about a lost sword. So maybe HR made him put his pronouns on his name.
Sounds like toxic masculinity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a action comedy. I probably will watch it as bad movie night on matinee. We got matinee down here. This place does matinee. My son and me went to see FNAF 2. That crap was bad. This does look like it'll probably be more entertaining than that, in at least a bad movie vibe of where we'll be laughing instead of going, what the hell was that, like we were at FNAF 2. Now, does it give me even any He-Man vibes? None at all. I've made no connection of nostalgia to this on any level
I will
whatsoever.
say that was the thing that bugged me about it the most, because I watched the trailer and I was like, it didn't look bad to me, but I also didn't get that dopamine hit that I was expecting from watching a He-Man trailer. Like I was expecting for some good nostalgia hits. And I mean, and that's what you're gonna need to get the old regime in, you know, the classic viewers to bring their kids and their grandkids to see it. They're gonna want that dopamine hit, and I didn't get that
no modern
from the
day
trailer.
cartoon or anything to pull people in. There's not a crowd for this. To be honest, that's my big concern. Is I'm like, there's not a crowd for this. Because if we wanted to see it, it would have either had to have triggered a huge amount of nostalgia, where they would have had to give them the bowl cut, man. They would have had to go all in. Or they could have did a gritty retelling for us older guys now, where they go like Conan Red Sonja with it, hardcore. Either one of those two, I would be willing to spend the money to go check out. This is a bad movie night matinee if we're bored and me and my son ain't got nothing better to do. We'll go laugh at it and then post a funny review. That's about it. But like,
I kind of liked your other theory better, that it's basically a retelling as a superhero film, and you weren't wrong.
it feels like a superhero film. Yeah. No, go ahead, man. I'm saying you're right. It feels like it.
No, and you know, out of all the different franchises from 30, 40 years ago that we grew up with, He-Man is one of the ones that they failed in with Dolph Lundgren in the 80s. Kevin Smith bastardized it. We really haven't had a good telling. Love you, sweetheart. We haven't had a real good telling like we did with Transformers. and so this is one of the things that it's an easy win, but when we watched it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's kind of modern day He-Man, but it doesn't give me that nostalgia feeling of even when I saw Castle Grayskull, I'm like, sounds about right. It Nothing wowed me in this trailer, and that's bad because we are the target audience to make a He-Man movie successful. And my kids, they know zero about He-Man. They're not going to want to go see that. When Minecraft came out, they were pounding, Dad, I want to go see Minecraft. Okay,
Oh boy.
Unless there's something that's gonna and a trailer coming down the path that's gonna say, hey, we really need to go see that. This movie's gonna flop, and it's gonna probably continue to kill the '80s nostalgia for the things that we enjoy. The only thing that actually I would really just be Jones to see would be a Voltron Go Lion film or series. I love what Netflix did, but right now He-Man is just it's not a property that just gets me excited, and I think we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, so it doesn't look terrible, but I mean, it doesn't look good. But my main thing is it failed at the most important. Oh God, I never saw that. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say it like I stand by my statement. Nick Offerman should have been Man at Arms. I love Idris Elba. I'm a big Idris Elba fan. That looked awful. I just saw the shot of like the way they did him up, and I'm like, oh, that is the worst he's ever looked. That looked terrible. Yeah, and there's no reason. Like, Nick Offerman would have been funny. Plays a straight man very often. I think he would have been hilarious. And probably would have been a breakout character for Man at Arms. Idris Elba, as talented as he is, this role is beneath him. I don't think he'll do well in it, because it's like having Denzel Washington play a random weird character. I honestly think it's beneath him. I think he's more better off being an action character in an action movie that's serious or something, and a little bit more serious than this. I would have rather seen him as the Doctor. I think that would have been a good Doctor, or even as freaking, 008. But nah, this Man at Arms role was a bad casting. And I mean, for him, I think he made a bad call. I hope he got compensated really well, because this is probably going to be one of the worst things he's been in.
All right, with that, I think we're going to wrap up the show, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com, where you find links everywhere we are online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
We hope you enjoy.